you, and dear colleagues, distinguished participants. I'm delighted to take the floor as presidency of the G20 at this event on the Compact with Africa. First of all, I would like to thank you, Angela, for your leadership in promoting such a strong partnership between the G20 and the African continent. This meeting occurs at pivotal time in the relationship between Africa and the rest of the world. The pandemic is increasingly under control in many advanced economies, but this is not the case in the world's poorest countries. Access to vaccines has been grossly unequal. Close to 60% of the population in high-income countries has received at least one dose, and in some countries they even think about a third dose now. In low-income countries, this proportion is merely 1.4%. The global recovery is just as uneven. Governments have not had the same fiscal space to mitigate the pandemic shock. Advanced economies spent 28% of their 2020 gross domestic product to boost growth. Emerging markets and low-income economies spent just between 7 and 2%. Such differences deepen global inequalities and make it harder for all of us to bring the pandemic to an end. We must do more, much more, to help the countries that are most in need. The G20 supports the equitable distribution of safe and affordable vaccines through initiatives such as the COVAX facility and the Africa Vaccine Acquisition Task Team. COVAX has so far shipped close to 210 million vaccines worldwide. AVAT is set to deploy 400 million vaccines across Africa. But these figures must be only a start. The G20 has also rolled out a package of economic measures to help developing countries tackle the slowdown. We endorsed a $650 billion allocation on new special drawing rights from the International Monetary Fund that will certainly boost reserves and help the global recovery. Of these resources, $33 billion will go to African countries, and we are working to further increase this share. We also sped up the replenishment of IDA 20, the World Bank's fund for the world's poorest countries. Finally, the G20 Common Framework intends to facilitate debt restructuring for countries with excessive debt in a comprehensive and sustainable manner. Compact with Africa countries have been a beacon of hope in these dark times. Your resilience to adverse shocks has increased during the pandemic thanks to your investment in the green and digital transformation. Your experience tells us that bold, transformative, and inclusive reforms pay off. As Germany and France have proposed, compact countries could benefit from stronger financial incentives and technical assistance to deliver on their reform agenda. We are ready to consider all these proposals in the G20 finance track. With the youngest population in the world, Africa, you are the future. It faces enormous political, economic, and social problems and is dramatically affected by climate change. But it also has the vibrant private sector with a growing number of young entrepreneurs and promising startups. Compact countries are best suited to support inclusive economic development thanks to your commitment to an ambitious reform agenda. Italy and the G20 will stand firmly by your side. Thanks, Angela.